Hi everyone, it's JoJo from Mojo Jojo Plans, and today we are going into episode 3 of my memory keeping series. Today we are going to be talking about different formats that you can do for memory keeping. Now, there's not really a right or wrong way, and if you have a specific way that I don't mention in this video that you like to do, please comment down below so that way others can see it, because I'm just going off of, like, I researched it a little bit and then what I like to do, and we're going to kind of just go off with that, and I'll give you some ideas and I'll show some examples. But yeah, so I'll have like some videos popping up during this, like, that are overlaying on this video, that way you can see some of examples of what I'm talking about. But let's just go ahead and get right into it. This one's not going to be a super long video because, again, you guys, there's not a right or wrong way to memory keep. You need to do what works best for you. And if that means you want to try out little pieces from all of these ideas, great. And then finally figure out what you actually like to do. Maybe you like writing a lot, so maybe more of like a journaling style and doing like a lot of journaling with it will help. Maybe you love seeing pictures, like that's great. Maybe you like being creative with your stickers and kind of using your stickers to tell a story. Whatever that might be, there are just so many different ways that you can memory keep, memory plan, scrapbook, whatever you want to call it. There's so many different ways to do it, so let's kind of go over that. Okay, so there's not really a ton of companies. I'm sure there are. I found when I was looking this up, and I was like, I feel like there's got to be other companies other than the Happy Planner, right? Because the first time I heard about memory keeping was from the Happy Planner. You know, Happy Planner launched a line that was specifically for that. They had, you know, the big size planners. The boxes were a certain size that works with like the sprocket, and then whatever, the zip, the whatever, I can't remember, the like all the like the little printers that you can get that print out, you know, like a sticker format of like a photo. So they had something that worked with that, and then they called it memory keeping, and then I was like, wow, that's so cool. And then I hopped on that train. So yeah, so before then I hadn't really heard about memory keeping. Now, scrapbooking I've heard about, right? I tried doing scrapbooking a long time ago, and it just, like, it was fun, but it wasn't my favorite. For me, I personally like memory keeping in a planner specifically because for me, I like having the structure of a week to week thing. I know that's not everybody's thing. Some people like to do a certain event and like to have that all together, and then they have it by events. They might not do weekly, and that's totally fine. But I just found for me, like, that weekly, like, I liked the like cleanliness of just having it like week to week. But I feel like scrapbooking itself was more of like events or like certain specific things. So there's definitely different ways that you can look at it and whatever works best for you. But again, Happy Planner was the only one that I really heard the term memory keeping from. Now, sure, there are some other companies like We Are Memory Keepers, but they mainly have things that are like tools to use to help you memory keep, right? They have things that they have like specific punches. They might have like certain stickers or things like you know, just things that you can use with your memory keeping. I couldn't really find like, here is a book to do your memory keeping in. I couldn't really find that. And then Heidi Swap, I know, has some things, and I'll put some of these things down below. A lot of this stuff you can find on scrapbook.com, which I do have an affiliate with, so I will link that down below. That way you can check out the website. That's also where I get the bins that hold my large, like my Mojo Jojo Plans sticker books, and they're some of my favorite bins. They're nice and sturdy and awesome, but I'll have that linked down below. So yeah, so I found that there were some things like that. Now, there are shops and smaller businesses that do have things to help you, like templates. I found Lights Planner Action, and again, I'm going to link everything down below, but Lights Planner Action has some printables that you can buy, download, and then print on your own computer, and it gives you like some like memory pages that you can use. I actually recently bought some that are for birthday that I'm hoping to use for my birthday when that comes along, and I bought those a while ago. I still need to download the file. I'm pretty sure it's just like sitting in my email, but it has like some fun pages that gives you different prompts, things that you're doing for your birthday, whatever. I'll show some examples somewhere on the screen. I'll go to the website. But she does have some options on there. So there are definitely companies like that. You could probably find some on Etsy that gives you like some memory planning pages, those types of things. I personally like the Happy Planners version. They have a like a memory keeper. It's like their new memory keeping line that they have, and it just gives you a lot of really fun places. It has some spots to put pictures, and it even tells you what size those pictures are, so that way you know what size you need to print out those pictures in order for them to fit. And of course, you don't have to have them fit perfectly. That's totally fine. You can kind of make a little collage on there, but it is nice because it does give you some spaces for pictures and then some places to journal. So I do really like that system. So again, I use a regular, just like a basic planner, a vertical happy planner, for my memory keeping. That's the way I found that works for me, just because I love to do it on a weekly basis, and that has worked the best for me. And that just honestly helps me keep consistent. If I know like I'm doing it week to week, you know, I print my photos on, like, I pick up my pictures on Monday morning, and then usually my memory keeping video is posted that Friday, but all those pictures I print on Monday morning are from the previous Monday to Sunday. Now, vertical isn't the only way to go. They also have a horizontal, which I've seen people utilize that because they like to journal more. So even if you still really like to be on that week to week, you know, memory keeping schedule, you could totally do that in a horizontal, because then you have the lines. And if you're more journal based and maybe you want to pop in a picture here and there, cool, done. So there are lots of different ways with the Happy Planner system in general. But if you don't want a system to be tying you down and you want to just be free with your memory keeping, then another way is just some blank pages. And I will show you some examples of that with my memory keeping that I did for Go Wild. I just took some cardstock, and you don't even have to do nice paper. You can just do regular printer paper or whatever you're wanting to do. But I like cardstock because it just is a little bit sturdier, and you can get fun colors. So if you have specific colors that you want to use for whatever your memory keeping, that's always a lot of fun. But blank pages allow you to literally do whatever the heck you want. So if you want a lot of space to journal, you can leave spaces in there to journal. If you want to put a bunch of random different sized photos or do like more of a collage style, you can do that. So that's the really nice thing about just using some blank paper. I've seen people do it in like a sketchbook, like literally just get, like, if you want, like if you're talking like notebooks, you can get like a sketchbook, or you can just get like a lined journal. Like there's literally, you guys, so many different ways to memory keep. And then again, you can probably find a bunch of printables that have prompts for you, that you can kind of use, that kind of go along with like, how was this week? What was your favorite memory of this week? So there's literally so many options. There's no right or wrong of which way. You just have to find what you like. Do you want more structure? Do you want there to be a spot for every single picture where like you don't have to stress out about the layout of how you're laying things out? So do you want that structure? Do you want it weekly? Are you okay with just doing the events? Or do you just want to, like, or are you just a person that just likes to wing it and then you just want to go for it, you know? So that's the nice thing about memory keeping, is I feel like you literally can do it however you want to do it. I don't really think, like, there's literally no right or wrong way to do it. You just choose what works best for you, which is the nicest part of it. So yeah, so I'll show some more examples of just like my memory planning. Again, I do weekly, and maybe you want to do monthly. Another thing that I found fun to do in my memory planner is, because I'm using a regular planner, you know, it still has the monthly page that shows the entire, you know, the days for the entire month, you know, with the squares. And then of course it has the weeks, because I use a regular planner. Well, something that I really like doing on that monthly page is I do a picture a day. So that means whether I take a picture of myself, of a food that I had that day, a drink that I had that day, or just something that happened that day. I try really hard to make sure I'm taking at least one picture every day. And sometimes if it's not a picture every day, sometimes I'll just do the picture that I posted on social media that day, because in my mind, that's like the same thing. I'm like, oh, this is the time that I posted this post on Instagram, like, you know. So I like to use that page, and I'll show an example of that, but I like to use my monthly page for that. And then I print out the pictures and then I put them, and I don't even really write anything. I mean, you could over on the side, you could write something, or maybe you don't want to do it every day and maybe you want to just focus on things that are special. So yeah, there's just so many different options that you guys can do for memory keeping. Again, there's no right or wrong. You kind of just have to decide, do you want structure? Do you want to be able to wing it? And then you have to decide, do I like to journal more? Like, do I want this to be something that I just write a ton and I write almost every single detail? Or do I want it to be something where like, hey, I can just put in a few key points from the week, which is usually what I do. I don't like handwriting things, which is weird because I'm a paper planner and I like writing things in my planner, but I can't write. Like, that is definitely a skill that you use when you're not in school anymore. Like, I remember, like, I'm like, how did I write essays? Like, handwrite those things. Like, I can barely write a paragraph without my hand cramping. So I personally don't like writing that much. So that's why I kind of use the important points of the week, and then I'll jot those things down in my memory planner. But I've seen people, like, they fill every single tiny little white space, you know, so they'll decorate their page, put some pictures down, and then every single part on that page that's white space, they've like teeny tiny writing in there, and it's been amazing. And I love seeing those because I'm like, they look so cool, but I'm like, I could not sit there and write that much. Like, I'm not good at writing, so I'm like, I can't do that. But maybe like that's something that you love to do, is just like you want to write down every single thing about your week or whatever event that you're working on. So that's something that you can do as well. So all this to say, I know this wasn't a super like, you can buy this product, you can buy this. I mean, again, there are a few, but when I was looking it up, there really aren't a ton of like systems. And if I'm wrong, please comment down below like some other systems that you have heard of or you have tried, because when I literally searched like memory keeping, memory planning, like things, all that really came up was Happy Planner stuff. And then like, of course, you can get into like the scrapbooking side of things. I also think there is a company, I can't remember what it's called, and if I can find it, because I haven't been in store to like Joann's in, I don't know, it's been a few months since I've been in a craft store. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm at the point where I don't have time to go a lot of places, so I end up just buying things online because I don't have time. Like, I'm like, by the time I drive over there, I'm like, I could have gotten all these other things done. So I haven't been going into store, but I know that there is a smaller company. It's kind of like, it's in the same aisle as Happy Planner. Okay, so if you've been in Joann's, that you probably know what I'm talking about. But there is a company that kind of looks like Happy Planner because they're the disc bound, but I think they might have a memory keeping or like memory something. But a lot of the things when I was researching memory stuff was stuff that you could use like for memory keeping. So it was like stickers or certain punches to like punch different paper or punch pictures. So like that's mainly what I got up. But if there is a system that you have used that's besides the Happy Planner, please comment down below, because I would love to know, because I'm trying to like expand my horizons of like the memory, just like memory journaling world, you know? So like I wrote down on a piece of paper some things that you can do. So blank pages, you can do it in a notebook, you can do it in a sketchbook, a Hobonichi, a bullet journal, and then a Happy Planner. So those are the ones I found. And then again, the We Are Memory Keepers and Heidi Swap do have some things that can help you along with memory keeping. But again, with those two, I didn't find specific, kind of like how the Happy Planner has like, they have books that you can actually memory keep in. I didn't really find those with those, but I could be wrong. I might have overlooked them. So if there are some that you know of, please comment down below so that way other people can look at them too. And then that way I can look at them. And then of course you can go on Etsy. Lights Planner Action has some fun printables that you can buy. And then that way you have unlimited downloads. So I'm excited for the birthday one that I got, because then it's like, I can use that for every single birthday, or I can use different parts of it for this year's birthday and then use something else of it next year. But it's unlimited downloads, which is nice. So if you mess up, you can literally reprint it again and then, you know, make it how you want to make it. So yeah, so that's it for this video. It was pretty simple. That's what I got for you. Again, there's no right or wrong, so stop feeling the pressure to do it a certain way. If you kind of go and find the things that you liked, when you see people memory keeping, kind of look and see what things of those that you like, and then from there maybe take little bits and then try to create your own way. And I promise you, like once you just kind of find like what is your way, do you want structure or do you want freedom? Like which one do you want? Like once you figure that out, it's a lot easier to figure out the rest and then just go for it. So I encourage you to try that. Maybe figure out, do you want a journal? Do you want to just put the key points. And then again, do you want structure, or are you okay with like free flow of just having blank pages and just going for it? Like, what are you most comfortable with? I think that's the most important thing to remember when you're starting memory keeping, is what are you comfortable with and what's going to make it not stressful. This shouldn't be stressful. This should be fun to walk down memory lane and figure out and be able to like walk through your memories. You know, like this should be a fun experience. It shouldn't be something that you're getting stressed out over. So that's what I have for you guys this month. Yeah, stay tuned for next month as we're going to go over some more fun things and actually get into like maybe even let's do a spread together and kind of just walk through the thought process of that. But I still hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe, and I hope I'll see you in my next one. Bye!